Hello friends, very beautiful greetings of the day to all of you. I hope you are doing pretty well in your respective lives. Today, I, Kunal Nagpal, would like to present this economic session wherein we are basically going to explore various aspects of the Indian economy in detail. And we are also going through the points laid down by the eminent leaders of our country pertaining to the progress in different aspects. First of all, we are going to explore the aspect of the digital economy. Yesterday, that is on 7th January 2023, our respectable President Srimati Draupadi Murmuji, while presenting the awards during the 7th edition of the Digital India Awards in New Delhi, basically presented the fact that India will develop into a digital economy only when the digital divide is substantially breached. So speaking at the 7th edition of the Digital India Awards, she said the country had pioneered the innovation of digital products that promote inclusion with the objective of providing affordable access to digital services to all citizens. Data is the cornerstone of creating new knowledge, insights, and thus solutions. It leads to whole new fields of application. We should actually focus on the basic process of the democratization of the use of the government data so that the young technology enthusiasts can use it to build local digital solutions, the president said. The Union Minister for Electronics and Information Technology, Mr. Ashwini Vaishnaw, also attended the event. So speaking at the event, Mr. Vaishnaw said that in 2023, a big focus of the government should be basically to ensure the availability of credit to all. He said the Digital India vision had 10 dimensions, including aspects such as public-private partnership, country-wide telecom connectivity, fiber connectivity, and financial inclusion, among others. The first dimension is actually creating such an ecosystem which harnesses public-private partnership. The government will create the platforms, and on it, the startups, enterprises, and banks can all join to create the solutions, Mr. Vaishnaw said. In the years to come, the government will also focus on getting more startups working out of Tier 2 and Tier 3 towns, as well as bringing a technology agnostic legal framework, he said. So now friends, after this very delightful and insightful discussion of how to build the digital economy, discussing the various parameters on which we really need to enhance our overall capability set, let's go to another topic of today, that is the free trade agreements. The free trade agreements, that is FTA talks with other countries, are on track as per Mr. Piyush Goyal, the Commerce and Industry Minister. He said yesterday the negotiations for the bilateral free trade agreements with several countries are actually well on track, and India is also looking at some multilateral pacts that are fair and equitable for all the member countries. So at the 27th Wharton India Economic Forum, he also said it is very essential that the agreements are balanced and in the best interest of both the countries. We are well on track in discussion with several other countries to look at the bilateral trade agreements. We are looking at one or two multilateral trade agreements also where we believe we can get the benefit, Mr. Goyal said. He said India cannot make every product efficiently, and that imports are important for those goods. Very well justifiable statement. India implemented an FTA with the United Arab Emirates in May 2022 and with Australia in December 2022 and is negotiating such pacts with Canada, the European Union and the United Kingdom. He said India is actually competitive in several sectors such as labor-oriented areas like textiles, leather, footwear and pharma, and for that these trade agreements would actually be beneficial. Due to this, we decided that we must talk to the like-minded countries, particularly the countries which have a rule-based trading order, which are transparent in their economic systems as India is, and enter into the arrangements which are actually win-win for both the sides and which are fair, equitable and balanced. I repeat his statement. He said India is competitive in several sectors such as the labor-oriented areas like textiles, leather, footwear and pharma, and for that these trade arrangements would actually be very beneficial. Due to this, we decided that we must talk to the like-minded countries, particularly the countries which have a rule-based trading order, which are transparent in their economic systems as India is, and enter into arrangements which are actually win-win for both the sides and which are fair, equitable and balanced. Under Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, that is RCEP, which India decided not to join in 2019, Mr. Goyal said it was a very unfair and unbalanced agreement, and one of the member countries in the RCEP group has a very opaque trading system. He said that going forward, it is actually important to focus on the quality products and services, and that infrastructure, semiconductor and domestic manufacturing are some of the key priority areas for the government, as we had discussed in yesterday's session in the evening. In 2022, India did 74 billion financial transactions digitally. It is actually more than Europe, the United States and China combined. This is actually a moment which will fill our hearts with great pride. So I repeat it once again. In 2022, India did 74 billion financial transactions digitally. It is actually more than Europe, the United States of America and China combined. India is working towards becoming a high quality, high technology and a service-oriented economy, well equipped to meet the needs of the rest of the world, Mr. Goyal said. So now, again, this is a very delightful and an in-depth analytical discussion which basically entails various factors responsible to diversify our international trade via the free trade agreements, as very well demonstrated and presented by our respected Commerce and Industry Minister Mr. Piyush Goyal ji during the 27th Wharton India Economic Forum. He very beautifully states that why it is essential that the agreements are balanced and in the best interest of both the countries. Thank you so much, sir. Now, we are basically going to discuss certain dynamics for the electric vehicles. One of the recent updates is that Ather will go public only after journeying into profit, says the CEO. The electric vehicle maker Ather Energy won't go public unless the company is either profitable or close to profitability, the chief executive Mr. Tarun Mehta said. He said, I want an IPO, that is the initial public offering, when we are very close to the profitability, and I think it's still a journey for us. He He said this on the sidelines of a consumer event in Bangalore on Saturday, that is 7th January 2023. Ather used to lose like 1.5 rupees for every rupee earned as recently as 12 to 15 months back. It has changed radically now, but we are still not profitable. And I want to be very close to it, if not actually profitable, when we publicly list. In the fiscal 2022, Ather's loss widened 47% to 344 crore rupees, even as the revenue jumped over 5 times to 408 crore rupees. And in a separate interaction with the Economic Times, Mr. Mehta said the funding environment had become difficult even in the electric vehicle space. I think directionally, all of us can see in the last 6 months, the cheap liquidity is over, he said. So, you can't pursue a strategy where you say, let's burn capital to grow. That's actually very dangerous. I have been saying that in our business for the last 2 years, we hike the prices because we believe that we need the margin to grow. Ather, which is among the early players in lithium-ion battery-powered high-speed scooters, has been facing the stiff competition from the likes of SoftBank-backed Ola Electric and TVS Motor. Both companies, that is Ola Electric and TVS Motors, sold more scooters in December 2022 than Ather, if we draw the comparative analysis. Mr. Mehta said worrying about the market share would be the wrong way to look at the business, and distribution, which it was scaling rapidly, would be the key for sales to pick up in the long run. The market shares in the EV space, that is the electric vehicle space today, have absolutely zero correlation to the actual market demand or market reality, Mr. Mehta said. I repeat, as per Mr. Mehta, the market shares in the EV space today have absolutely zero correlation to the actual market demand or market reality. The 3 months back scenario for Ather was that it was selling only in 40 cities, but now it is selling in over 90 and still only covers a third of the PIN codes in the country, he said. Some of our competition is actually selling across the country. TVS is selling its iQube in more than 250 stores across the country, and Ola is selling in every village also. So the addressable market is actually much larger, he said. So this is the main highlight of our entire discussion pertaining to transportation economics in the EV dynamics. So I repeat this, which actually summarizes the entire discussion pertaining to this aspect. That is, as per Mr. Mehta, who is the CEO of Ather, says, some of our competition is actually selling across the country. TVS is selling its iQube in more than 250 stores across the country, and Ola is selling in every village also. So the addressable market is actually much larger. So after this great insightful discussion pertaining to the transportation economics of the EV industry in the Indian economy, as far as the Ather company is concerned, let's move on to the railways, whereas the new development has taken place in the form of NCRTC, that is the National Capital Region Transport Corporation. This particular department has actually developed the new technology of Regional Rapid Transit System, that is RRTS corridors. So, as per the MD of NCRTC, that is National Capital Region Transport Corporation, Mr. Vinay Kumar Singh, while speaking to Mr. Shantanu Nandan Sharma about the regional rapid transit system corridors under it and the future of rails outside railways. So this is the interactive session between these two persons will actually be very, very insightful, wherein he basically states that we will compete with the airlines and not with the railways. Isn't it fantastic, my friends? Isn't it fantastic that the regional rapid transit system corridors will actually compete with the airlines and not with the railways? So the first question being asked to this great personality, Mr. Vinay Kumar Singh, the MD of the NCRTC, is: what is the progress of the 3 priority RRTS corridors that you have taken up? To which he replies, we are actually building the first corridor between Delhi and Meerut. It's an 82 kilometers project, of which 13 kilometers all in Delhi will be underground. The project cost is 30,234 crore rupees. Our deadline for the completion of the project is actually June 2025. Under the same project, we have also built a 21 kilometers railway metro around the city of Meerut. Delhi to Alwar will be our second corridor. The NCR Planning Board wanted to develop Alwar as a counter magnet to Delhi, but the government of Rajasthan feels it will be better to take the corridor towards Jaipur along the highway rather than go straight towards Alwar. So, we are building the line up to 140 kilometers towards Jaipur to a place named Sotanala, apart from connecting it to Alwar. At present, there is actually no plan to build the entire 250 kilometers long line from Delhi to Jaipur. But the government of Rajasthan has written a letter to our ministry urging that the line should be extended to Jaipur. So, we are planning the system in such a way that if the line has to be extended to Jaipur in the near future, it can be executed easily. The 103 kilometer long Delhi to Panipat will be our next project, that is the plans for the third corridor. The second question put to him is, what is actually so unique about the RRTS from the commuter's point of view? To which he says, our USP is actually speed. We will run up to 160 kilometers per hour, and on an average we will get about 90 to 100 kilometers per hour. The Delhi to Meerut journey will actually take an hour. The system is designed for a frequency of 3 minutes, but we will start the operation with a 10-minute frequency during the peak hours. We will operate between 6 a.m. and 11 p.m. As far as the ticket price is concerned, we are in the process of finalizing it. We will announce the price a month before our operation starts. There will be automatic fare collection system that will also work on the QR codes. Our objective is basically to decongest Delhi. The moment we provide fast and seamless connectivity to a metropolitan city, people will prefer to reside outside it up to 100 kilometers or so. The next question raised to this great pioneer leader is, are other cities also complaining and planning to introduce the intercity regional rail because of their basic complaint of slow speed of the other options of transport? To which he says, various state governments have been in touch with us to replicate our model. The Haryana government is actually planning such a system between Faridabad and Gurugram. One more RRTS is being planned between Lucknow and Kanpur in Uttar Pradesh. Another such route may come up between Hyderabad and Vijayawada. The Telangana government has been in touch with us regarding this. So this is really beautiful that this project is actually diversifying in each and every city of the Indian subcontinent. This is truly wonderful. The next question raised to him is, will your venture be profitable? Which he replies, operationally, we will make good profits. In economic terms, the country will actually accrue very big profits. But as we have to pay back the debt with interests in the financial terms, we will be a loss-making project on initial basis. In the Delhi to Meerut project, 20% of total investments is actually coming from the central government. 20% is shared by Delhi and UP. And the rest 60% is funded by the three multilateral agencies, that is the Asian Development Bank with about $1 billion, the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank for about $0.5 billion, and the New Development Bank for about $0.5 billion. So the cumulative efforts of everyone is actually making this a great success. Now, the last and final question put to this great leader is, won't you end up competing with the railways? That's the main highlight, my dear friends. I repeat the question once again. Won't you end up competing with the railways? And his reply is really very, very noteworthy, to which he actually replies, once we provide Delhi to Jaipur connectivity, we will be competing with the airlines and not with the Indian Railways. With 5 to 6 stations, the travel time between Delhi and Jaipur will be just 2 hours. The Railway Ministry is actually feeling bad, not because someone else is operating the short distance trains, but because the newer technologies are happening outside the Railway Ministry. Our signaling system, that is ATCS level 2, for example, is actually better than what is being deployed in Europe. Now, after this great interactive session, which is full of great insights by Mr. Vinay Kumar Singh, MD of the National Capital Region Transport Corporation, who spoke with Shantanu Nandan Sharma about the regional rapid transit system, that is RRTS corridors under it, and the future of the rails outside railways. I repeat, future of rails outside railways is actually very, very extraordinary discussion, which we have just gone through. I hope you must have drawn great insights from this discussion. Now, here comes the topic wherein we get refreshed, and this actually helps us to absorb the entire content on which we had a very, very fruitful discussion. And this topic is related to philosophy. Now let's charge our mind, let's enlighten our minds so that we can absorb our entire content in the best possible manner. And the topic for today is meditate to feel limitless. Meditate to remind yourself that you are not a prisoner. If there is power in your meditation, if your experience of the ground of being is actually deep and profound, you will discover and discover over and over and over again that you are not a prisoner. You are not held captive by your own mind, nor are you imprisoned by your emotions. It sounds simple, but it's so easy to actually forget. If all you are aware of is the endless roller coaster ride of the thoughts and feelings, of course you will believe that you are trapped. The ground of being is actually a deeper, infinitely more subtle dimension of your own consciousness that simply cannot be perceived by gross faculties of the conditioned mind and ego. You can't see it, you can't taste it, you can't touch it. So, even if you have directly experienced the unconditioned freedom of that empty ground, when you return to the world of the conditioned mind and ego, you are likely to doubt it. So, if you meditate regularly with a strong intention, you will keep rediscovering that you are not a prisoner. Until your conviction in your freedom is unwavering and you are able to prove it through unbroken consistency in the way that you live, you should meditate every day as if your life depends on it. Each and every time you realize that you are not a prisoner, you gain a deeper confidence in the limitless, inherent freedom of that empty ground that is your own deepest self. I repeat, each and every time you realize that you are not a prisoner, you gain a deeper confidence in the limitless, inherent freedom of that empty ground that is your own deepest self. Truly beautiful. It actually helps to build a conscious conviction in no limitation, and this is the most significant purpose of meditation. Isn't it beautiful and rejuvenating for all of us? Yes, it is. And it helps us to actually remain contented with whatever resources we are possessing, and at the same time making the best possible utilization of the same, be it any type of resource, you are owning in your respective lives. Yes. So, my dear friends, after this extremely fruitful session wherein we have discussed great economic insights followed with a meditative session, I hope it must be a good start for the day for all of you. And it's been a great pleasure for me as well, as it's a great learning experience for me as well to explore the great insights, discussing everything, every important aspect of the economy in detail on this forum is a great privilege for me. Believe me, guys, it's a great privilege for me, and I'm deeply honored to organize such sessions with you beautiful people out there. Thank you so much. Namaskar. Jai Hind.